What is good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be attempting the most difficult trade that we have done thus far. So I've seen these trade up challenges on YouTube and I thought, I want to try that. I want to see how far I can go. Now I thought of a couple different things that we could start with because there's so many different variables, a stick or this and that, but I thought, why not start with a pair of shoelaces? Now these shoelaces specifically are from a pair of off-white 4s, which inherently doesn't really add that much more value. To me, to somebody, these could be worth about $1. I think they're worth about $2 to $5. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to trade these, a pair of off-white shoelaces, up to a pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1 Fragments that are worth about $4,500 at this current moment. But the most exciting thing about this entire trade series is that Jordan 1 Travis Scott Fragment at the end is gonna be given away to you guys, completely free. So I'm super excited to do this for you guys. So let's go ahead, let's see how far we can get from this pair of shoelaces up to a Travis Scott Jordan 1 Fragment. Now through that, we're not gonna spend any money. We're spending no money to get there. But what does that mean? This is going to be a long process. So this is going to be a new series that we're doing on the channel of taking this and going to a Jordan 1 Fragment, Travis Scott collaboration. Now I did get inspiration for the series from another YouTuber named Connor TV, so I'd give a huge shout out to him for giving me some inspiration and making me go through this challenge. I've always wanted to do a series on this channel, so I'm super excited to get started with this. So where are we gonna end at the end of today's video? I hope possibly a sneaker, but I don't know. It's gonna be really tough to get from this to even anything else because what can somebody do with this? Not much. All right guys, so this is gonna be the first item and it's probably gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be the hardest or the easiest. Like, we're going to a store that hopefully would be willing to trade, but from there, we're gonna try to go to more like meet up with random people or meet up with people we know to try to trade. I don't know if this is gonna be hard or difficult, because like, what are they gonna have to offer? If I had, Nick, if you had to put a value on this, what do you think this is worth?
I'd say it's worth like $3 to $5.
I was gonna say $2 to $5 is what I think this is worth. Now, what do they have in store worth that? A pen? I don't know. So that's where it's gonna get interesting. But I have to trade up a bit. So I have to try to get like $5 to $10 worth. So this is gonna be tough. And we're gonna be going, the first episode, we'll probably try to go to like 4 to 6 different stores and trade up from there, but this is gonna be a while. Travis Fragments, and you guys are gonna get them for free. We're gonna give them away at the end of it, so let's run this. I don't think I'm gonna preface anything before we start recording. I think I just wanna tell them and get their straight reaction and see if we can immediately get something. And then we'll kind of work it from there. The owner just got here, so hopefully that works in my favor. All right guys, so we're here with Danny as usual. This is the first spot, and he asked for the first spot, and I said, yes, it's the first spot. We're gonna bring out the item now. This is nothing crazy. We have a pair of teal off-white 4 laces. We're looking to trade up just a little bit. Any sort of bit up. I would say that's about $2 to $5 maybe. It could be, and they're dead stock. Okay. Make sure they're dead stock.
Okay.
Anything about, it could be literally anything that's just a little bit above that so we can work on that. So whatever you can do, if you can think of something. If not, that's fine. We'll come back in another trade, but we want to see if there's something you can work up.
Okay, we might have something for these. I'm gonna have to check though.
Okay,
yeah.
So just we'll hang around, take your time to find something, and if you can, that'd be great. If not, we'll keep moving.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's worth like $5.
$3.
It's just like the cheapest thing we got.
I know you have a lot of DVDs and stuff, but that's more like decor. The only thing that I would think is if you don't have like a knick-knack, would be like a really cheap short shirt.
Super cheap, like Supreme knick-knack or...
Yeah, like an accessory or something.
I don't know, I'm trying to think. I mean, do these flip? Can you flip these?
I feel like it would be harder to start with that than that. So I feel like it would need just a little more.
So like one step above this.
Yeah, like one step above that. Something was worth about like $5 is what I'm, $10.
Okay. All right, I'll keep on looking.
So they're kind of struggling to find the first item, which I knew it would be, but they're working. I'm hoping something. They got a $5 t-shirt or something.
think I got it. I think I got it.
What do we got here?
So this is a brand new, have you heard of Gallery Department?
Yes.
It's a brand new Gallery Department tote bag. It's a really hot brand that's been like selling out of our stores recently. I feel like this would be like a good trade.
Yeah, I think that would be perfect to set us up to keep going. I appreciate coming together with something. I know this is the hardest part, is getting started. So hopefully we can take this from here, and hopefully we'll come back in the future with something crazy that we can keep moving on. So,
Yeah, of course. I already know.
This for the laces.
Yep.
Trade number 1. Thank you so much.
Yep.
As always, guys.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully we'll be back, and shout out Danny, shout out Good Times as always, and let's go. Number 1, success.
We out.
All right, number 1, we got the Château Josue. I might have said that wrong bag. Now I actually found this on Grailed for 50 bucks. That is a come up. We went from laces that were free essentially to a $50 bag. Now we have to try to take this and go up from there. Try not to go backwards. So next door, I think we're gonna go to Full Circle ATL. Let's try it. I'm actually really hyped on that trade because for a minute, if you guys saw, he was trying to do a Supreme sticker and I was like, I'd kind of be going a little back. I feel like it's worth about the same. That tote, I was just like, find anything that like is sitting in the back or like that you never put out, like anything that's worth like 5-10 bucks. And they came with that, and I guess I just had it, and I think that's a perfect opportunity for the next store we're going to, because they have like tote bags, they have vintage. I think that's the perfect opportunity, and I kind of have an idea of where we can go from there if it works out. So I think this is like, we're lucky that happened, because he almost was about to turn us away. Like legitimately, he's about to be like, yeah, sorry, I can't buy anything. So it worked out, I'm glad. This is a Gallery Department Chateau Sway bag.
Thanks.
So that was from Good Times. And
Do like
you don't have to trade if you don't have anything, but if you have anything that you'd be willing to trade that we could trade up, we'd love it.
We do like 50 credit.
50 credit? That could work for us.
For sure.
Yeah, sweet. So we can look around and just anything for 50?
Yeah.
I think that works. Sweet. So they actually have the end goal in here, right there. That's what we're going for. So maybe we'll have to come back in a few weeks or something and grab that. But a 9? Okay. And what do you guys have them at? 35. So that's what we have to get to. This starting point, but all right, that's what we're going for. Here's one, 45. Solid.
That could be good for the next store if we went to Versus and traded some vintage.
Yeah, I'm thinking a vintage tee is gonna be our best route. I don't think we're gonna do anywhere with shoes, so we got a ton of vintage tees, so we're gonna look through. I feel like we need to squeeze the 50. This is 45. I think we need to get right at 50. So I've got a couple options right now. These are 2 vintage Chris Brown Trey Songs. We got this one. We also have a Supreme tee, but I feel like for the place that we're going next, vintage might be the move, and I feel like this might be a good one. What do you think, Nick?
I think it could be kind of cool. They like the band tees, like concert tees.
Yeah, rather than like Supreme. Even though I think Supreme would be good for like different stores, I think where we're going, vintage. All right, so we ended up going with this tie-dye Aerosmith tee right here. This one came out to 45 credit, so if you guys are good with that. It's a little bit less, but this for that.
Definitely run that.
You guys are down?
For sure.
Sweet. Well, let's run that. We'll get a shot of them together so you can see. But thank you guys, as always,
man.
working on
Appreciate
that.
you. Thank you.
Maybe we'll be back for those the fragments you guys or something. A couple
You know where
weeks.
they're at.
All right, guys, so like we showed in there, we got the vintage Aerosmith single stitch. This was 45. There were tees in there for 50, but I felt like this would be a little bit better for what the next store we're gonna go to likes. Now, just think, it's been 2 hours. We went from laces to a $45 t-shirt. We're making progress. Shout out again to Good Times. They really helped out because they gave us, it was worth about 50 and they gave us 50 credits. So that was perfect. We didn't have to bargain or anything. So that was cool that they like allowed us to pick something. So maybe that'll keep moving, but we hope we got to get like 60 or 65 for this. That's what we gotta hope for. So let's head to the next spot. All right, guys, I'm super excited to announce to be working with Reza yet again. If you didn't see the last video, I talked about them. This is a brand new sneaker that is coming out. It is an invite-only footwear brand that makes these insane-looking sneakers here that have the lights all the way around them. I initially saw these when I went to DJ Ski's house and checked out the sneaker collection, and I was like, those actually look really cool for a light-up sneaker. Like, you would never, like, light-up sneakers think of like when you're a kid or something, but like to me, these look so cool and sleek. So I'm working with them to help launch the sneaker, which is coming out on August 27th. Now, right now, there are only 50 of these in the world. This is literally one of 50. And some of the people that are inside of the network of Reza include people like Steve Aoki. He's been wearing them to concerts and stuff like that, which is really cool. Now, just check out these photos on screen of me and these sneakers. Like, in this warehouse, they look insane. So if you guys are curious on how to get access to the drop of these sneakers, the first and only drop is gonna be on August 27th, and you have to apply for access. When you go ahead and apply for access for the sneaker, there's a section in the application that says, who do you know in the network? Make sure you put Harris in there, because that will give you a higher chance of getting access to the sneaker. Some of the information on the sneaker is that they have a laser diode, which is sourced from the same suppliers of Tesla. So make sure to go ahead to the link in the description right now to go ahead and apply to get your pair of the Reza sneakers. They are really sleek. I'm excited to see what we can do with these in the future. You guys are definitely gonna be seeing them in the warehouse. I just love like light up stuff and colorful stuff. It's just really cool to have these glowing. They also have different modes of the shoe. Like you have a flashing here. You also have this like slow in and out, which is like really clean. And Reza's tagline is to light your own path. And obviously you can tell by the sneaker here. Thank you again so much to Reza for working with me on this and sponsoring this video. And hopefully you guys can get access to these because there are only 50 of these in the world right now. And I don't know how many they're gonna be releasing to you guys. So make sure you put Harrison in that application. And thank you to Reza for sponsoring this video. All right, we made it over to Versus ATL. We got the $50 shirt. We're going for about 60 to 65 bucks. Let's keep it moving. We're moving pretty quick, but I feel like it's not gonna be as easy as like it seems. I think we got a really good first jump, but we need somebody to really hook it up in order to keep this moving. So let's see if anything will happen. All right, so we got over to Versus. Told him a little bit about what's happening, but this is where we're at now. We are at a vintage Aerosmith single stitch shirt. This is what we're looking like, tie-dye. I'm gonna take this off, tied, and we'll see what you think this is at. We have a price that we kind of think where it's at, and we're trying to be around in order to do the kind of the trade up. Yeah. We're not looking for crazy jumps, but just somewhere some progress. So this it is. You can check it out. I don't know what you think this is probably worth for your store, but you know, we kind of have an idea. We're trying to be around the 60 to 65 in trade credit if possible.
Yeah. Got good liquid glue.
So if not, that's fine. We're trying to make a little bit of progress. That's our whole thing.
Yeah, let's do it. Make it work. We definitely can make that work for sure.
So if you want to pick maybe something, or you want us to pick it, I think it'd be cool if you know, we both looked and see if there's something. Yeah, but as long as you guys are down, I think it'd be dope.
Let's do it.
Sweet. So look around. But guys, the second store in a row, they have the ultimate shoe. I haven't even seen these at any of the other stores recently. And back to back, what size are these?
13.
13. They look a little bit bigger. So a few weeks, we'll be trading for those. It's gonna be tough, but we'll make it happen. So let's see what we can do with where we're currently at. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Able to go up to around the $80 range. That's our next job. That's absolutely perfect. So we've got a lot of room now. We have to be conscious of the next trade and who we're kind of going with, because this one we thought vintage tees would be good for your guys' realm. So we have to think we can go vintage or some, you know, some other shirts here, maybe some little Vapor Supreme, but I don't know. Let's see. 80 bucks is a lot to work with. It's perfect. So let's look. What are you thinking, Nick?
I think, are we gonna try to trade with Blake next?
I think Blake, our buddy Blake.
I know that he would really like a sick NASCAR t-shirt, so if we can find one in his size, he might want to trade for that.
NASCAR, do you guys have some NASCAR stuff? That's 200 bucks.
He loves the Dale Senior ones though, but it's a little expensive.
Yeah, let's see if it's close, get to that, around that 80. Might be a little bit difficult, but you think you like that one, Nick? McDonald's?
Bill Elliott, that's pretty cool. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. I would wear this actually.
Yeah, that looks like it would fit him too.
I think this would fit him.
If you guys could do that,
cool.
I think we could do that.
Maybe you think he might like
The Dale.
I think he likes black ones more.
Black one? That's a little navy. Is it black or navy?
No, it's black.
It's like kind of fade. It's starting to get
Single
faded
sit,
out.
yeah. I think that would be a good one for him.
This is fresh.
If we can do that, that would be perfect. Call it Perfect. Thank you so much. This is helping. This is perfect. What do you think, Nick?
Let's go. I think this is the perfect trade.
He's gonna try. Nick's gonna try to get that. He's gonna try to be on that
Try to
next.
get it for Blake.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much as always. Well, we'll be back. Maybe if we get a little bit higher up in the echelon, and you guys have those, and like we're trying to hopefully get there in 2 weeks, get to that. But if you have it, we'll see what happens.
What size you need?
Any size. We're gonna go for any size because what we're gonna do at the end of it is we're gonna give it away completely free. So we're trying to give back, and because we started with laces.
Yeah.
We started today with laces. We're here. It says
T-shirt, then you
perfect.
keep going.
And then we're gonna probably get into shoes in the next line of it. So I'm happy. That's perfect. All right, so we made great progress. We got lucky there. Like they took care of us, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you to Versus ATL as always. So we went from the Aerosmith vintage single stitch tee worth about 45 bucks to a Bill Elliott NASCAR tee all over print that they had in the store at $100. Initially told us 80, they had this at 100 bucks. So we're up to 100 after 3 items. Look at that, 94. That's crazy. So our buddy Blake, Nick was saying that he kind of wants a vintage tee, so we're gonna see if we can get about 120 bucks out of a trade. That's our goal for the next 120. We're moving, guys, and they also, Nick, you didn't see this, but they hooked us both up with some trucker hats and that like ATL
red, white,
colors.
and blue.
Yeah, you got red, white, and blue. It could also be the Braves colors. So we got that. So Nick's got one of those, and we're moving. So next thing we'll do is we'll meet up with our buddy Blake, see if he can make this happen. Make it happen. Let's go. So the trade didn't end up working out with Blake. He didn't have anything for this price point, so we're gonna bring him in later in the series. But here is our current item that we have. This is a Bill Elliott NASCAR t-shirt. You got the McDonald's there, and this was worth around at the store $100. So realistically, I would say like we had like $80 to $100 in credit. Now, this is gonna be, I don't know how hard of a ship this is gonna be, but we're next gonna go to a store called ATL Addictions. I don't know if they'll have an item for us, but I'm hoping they do. So we're gonna try to get a couple more trades in this video, but the current update, about $100 NASCAR t-shirt. Hopefully, if we can convince him to give us like 120, like anything over 100, we're winning. Like it doesn't have to be huge leaps every time. Like as long as we're going upwards, that's what matters. So let's go to the next store, see some convincing we can do, and I'm excited, so let's go. All right, so the goal in here is, I don't know if we're gonna be able to go to a shoe next. I know they have a lot of apparel and whatnot, but the goal is gonna try to be to step up to a shoe. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but we're gonna see what we can work out. He has no clue we're coming, so he's probably gonna be like, what are y'all doing? So we just made it in. He just opened up, so we still got some customers, but we're gonna try to talk. We've been looking around and we see some stuff that we might be talking to him about, so we'll see. All right, so you have no clue why we're here. We always come with some random stuff. So we're doing something different this time. We're in the middle of a trade up challenge. We are trading a pair of laces up to off-white, what am I saying off-white? Travis Scott Jordan 1 Fragment highs. So we're trading all the way from laces to Travis Scott Jordan 1 Fragment highs. So we're in the middle of, or we're at the beginning of that right now. And we have an item here that we're looking to see if we can trade up at all. That means $1 more, trading for something worth $1 more, just something above. And currently what we have is a vintage NASCAR tee worth about $100 that we got over from Versus ATL. We didn't know if you would have something that you would think would be a little bit more that you would be willing to trade. If this is something, because we know we sometimes sell some vintage stuff, and if there was something that you think maybe we could do on that, just anything $1 above.
$1 above 100?
And obviously you can look around, figure it out. You know, we tried to look around and see like anything that was worth right around that, and try to think on that.
Has to be only one item, or could be?
We're trying to stick to one item to try to get it up. Okay. From what we were seeing, like we're not at a level of a shoe yet, really. But I'm thinking like a Supreme accessory, maybe another shirt that you have. one thing we saw, I don't know as far as value, would be to use like the Supreme umbrella is kind of close.
Yeah.
So that was like one, and then there's some shirts over there. So that's where our head's at. If you want to kind of go off of that. Again, we're trying to just anything a little bit above that.
Okay. All right. Umbrella could be one of the options.
Yeah, I think.
I got 2-3 of them. I think so. Umbrella could definitely work.
Because we think the umbrella would be like perfect as like to
Okay.
switch to another like kind of item, because it's
could do
t-shirt,
that.
umbrella.
I could do an umbrella.
If we can do that, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
That's cool.
Cool. So I think we'll pull it out, we'll check it out, and then if he's cool with it, we're cool with it. We can keep going, and then that'll be perfect. Check it out. When did this release? Last year?
That one last year, yeah.
Okay, so it's like a checkered. So they had it at 120. To me, that is absolutely perfect as far as value goes, especially if you guys are, you know, happy with it. We started at laces 2 days ago, and this is how far we've come
2 days
so far.
ago?
2 days ago.
What kind of laces?
They were off-white Jordan 4 teal laces.
Okay.
So we had them about $2 to $4.
Okay.
It's like what they're worth.
I just saw the fours and I was missing the teal laces.
Dang, we should
Wow.
have started here. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Dang, we thought about that too. Well,
I just literally saw them. I didn't have the teal laces. I told the guy I gave him a good price because we didn't have the lid and I didn't have the teal laces. In.
wow, that's
That's so
crazy.
good.
Imagine if we would have just brought the teal laces here. Wow. So, well, perfect. Thank you again so much, Andre. And you know, we'll be back here soon as always. But
Hey, I mean, maybe if you get to another trade, we'll always be, you know, glad
Yeah.
to see if we can work on any other kind of trade. So.
yeah, we'll come. When we get a little bit more up there and some sneakers, and we'll send you some messages and say,
sure.
you know, maybe if you want to do something with that. All right, guys, so the item that we ended up getting was the Supreme umbrella. Now I'm gonna kind of take this out here. You can see it is like this checkered vibe. Now, we went ahead and checked these online. If you were to buy this, it's around 80 to 90 bucks. I know that t-shirt, they had about 100, but the $100 is kind of like worth it to who wants that like vintage tee. It's like, I feel like this, like Nick was saying, this might be easier to trade in the more hype world, because like more people would want like a Supreme umbrella over that vintage tee. I think this is, it might be like a more lateral step, but it's still a step with a different product and something like that. So I think it'll be fine to go ahead and move on. I don't know if we're gonna try again to get to a shoe and go to another store in this video, or if we're gonna kind of pause it there. So we're gonna get in the car, we're gonna head back to our area and kind of see what we wanna do. All right, guys, so we are back with our final item of this first initial episode. Obviously, this series, we're gonna be taking it to a Travis Scott Jordan 1 Fragment. This umbrella right here at the store, they had it at $120. Now the shirt that we had was $100, so we made our way up another 20 bucks. So now we have a little bit more of a hype item rather than a vintage piece that might be a little bit harder to trade. So I'm really happy with how we've gotten so far. We started the day with literally a pair of shoelaces. We went from the shoelaces up to a tote bag, the tote bag up to an Aerosmith vintage tee, from the Aerosmith vintage tee to a NASCAR vintage tee to the Supreme umbrella. So we made some moves today and just this week. Now this is gonna be a recurring series that's gonna be happening once a week, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. And the plan is once we start going to all the stores in Atlanta, we want to expand to the states around us here and start going to like Charlotte, North Carolina, start going to different places like Nashville, Tennessee, and hopefully we can meet up with some of you guys there and get you a part of the series. And as far as the trades go, if you guys know any stores out there, have them reach out to us so we can maybe do a trade with them coming up. But hopefully in the next episode, we'll have a sneaker by then. But I'm super excited with how this went, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe so you can stay up to date with this series. I'll see you guys next time. This is Harrison signing out.